Hello and welcome back to Joshua Lindberg Music. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the master's program that I graduated from. I have a master's in music and instrumental conducting from Eastern Washington University in Cheney, Washington. It was a 2-year program while I was there that focused on the techniques that were needed to be a conductor and also the rehearsal skills, along with advanced music information such as theory and history. I was really fortunate that I was one of the first students who went through this program, so I helped pilot it and kind of figure out the classes that were needed that match other universities and other programs, but really focused on what I considered my weaknesses to be able to gain those skills. While I was there, the director of band was Dr. Don Goodwin, and I worked directly with him and the wind ensemble, which is the elite students, along with the symphonic band and the marching band students as well. Part of my program is I had to have 1 or 2 pieces I worked on each quarter with both bands, and I conducted it at the final concert. Not only was I aiming towards that final concert, I also had to run the rehearsals and was the sole teacher of the symphonic band for 1 quarter. Dr. Don Goodwin was a fantastic teacher that taught me a lot and really pushed me in the theoretical knowledge of music theory and the history of the pieces and how I could bring that into the rehearsal and the concerts to bring what was necessary to have a good performance. Along with conducting the bands, I also had to do a graduate recital document that focused on the compositions, the composers, and then a unique portion for me, which was the conductor's guide. Basically, what does the conductor need to know in this piece to be able to make it work as a cohesive song at the concert? That was my weakness, was the writing, that I had to keep pushing forward, and I was luckily able to have fantastic professors that helped me, and the Writing Center at Eastern as well to be able to finish that assignment. While I was there, I had the opportunity to also work with the orchestra a couple times to get the different sense of what it could be to be an orchestra conductor and a band conductor. Even though it's still instrumental music, there's still finite things that are different. One important thing in band, you have to breathe to play your instrument, but in orchestra, you still breathe to keep the orchestra together and to push the music forward. So that was one thing that I was able to explore and try, which was really cool to be able to see that. When I was working there on my master's, my first year, I had a really good scholarship that kept me in the music department, but I also had a graduate service appointment through our Career Center at Eastern Washington University. While I was there, I was in charge of the mentoring program and helped students connect with mentors throughout the university and outside of alumni who were able to come back and help students outside of the music department, though we did have some music professors who helped with that. And it was a fantastic opportunity for me to learn the corporate side of work and of the universities along with my music. My second year, I had a graduate service appointment with the music department, and I taught the class piano for non-majors, which was a throwback to my undergrad at Eastern as well, being a piano performance major and music education as well. I really enjoyed that, and I worked closely with Dr. Jody Graves, the piano professor at Eastern. As I talk to my students at the high school that I teach, I encourage them to follow their passions and to try new things. I was really excited that I was able to do that at Eastern with my master's in music and really focus on instrumental music conducting. One little part that made me nervous is a lot of those students who were there were students I knew when I was working on my undergrad. So how could I set myself apart from being still their friend, but sometimes I was their director, almost their teacher, trying to figure all that out. I was really lucky to have the professors I did that helped encourage me throughout all of that. The other cool thing about having my degree, or completing my degree from Eastern Washington University, like I kind of alluded, I did my undergraduate work there. So I was able to know the professors going in, and they knew the skills that I had, but more importantly, the skills that I needed to work on or that I was completely missing. I think that was a really good thing because instead of using that first couple of months to get to know the professors, kind of understand where you are, what you're working on, we kind of had that base knowledge that allowed me continually pushing forward instead of, okay, let's stall here, let's see how he does in front of this band. No, they were like, okay, one thing I struggled with right away with my conducting specifically was I was showing all the ands or the offbeats. Instead of a clear pattern, I had like these little hiccups or these little almost spaz movements that kind of made it more difficult to understand the song, or especially in lyrical work, there was no continuality. It just kind of had these ooh, ee, ooh, ooh kind of things going on. So I was really lucky to be able to work on that. The other cool thing about, and I know I've said that several times, but there's so many cool things that I'm going to share with you guys, but One other cool aspect of completing my undergraduate work there is that they knew my strengths. So they knew that, oh, if they held me with the marching band, I was able to help with the woodwinds right away and help their drum majors be able to communicate with the band more efficiently. Another thing is they knew I was really good at talking to undergrad students and encouraging them to focus on what they needed to, but then also seniors in high school, they used me a lot to be an ambassador to Eastern in the music department there, since I did complete my undergrad and was working on my master's. So I was really thankful that I was able to give back to the university that really made me who I am today. I'm really thankful and I really enjoyed my time. I'm going to go in depth at another video about the classwork, but the way it kind of worked out, your first year you focused on the general music classes that you needed, your theory, your histories. You still had to take private lessons. Mine was focused on conducting, so I was with Dr. Goodwin on conducting once a week, but I also did piano lessons as well my first year in my master's with Kendall Feeney. Bless her, she was amazing. We really miss her, but she taught so much. Second year was with Dr. Jody Graves. Really loved that as well. And then along with finishing those classes, your second year, you focused more on the final project. Again, mine was the graduate performance document that was really focused on the conductor's guide, or how do I work on with my band to be able to make this song. And then also I had to work on putting all my videos together to make that composite conducting recital. Again, I really liked Eastern. I had great professors and I learned a lot, and I'm super thankful for that, and I can share that with my students. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It really helps the channel out a lot. If you can hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends, and remember you can follow me on Instagram at Dr. Josh Lindberg. I try to post about every day, so you can see what I'm up to over there. Thank you so much. I'll see you in our next video.